Good morning. We have our energy stories for week 4 of January 2020. The first one is kind of fascinating. So NextEra just released its quarterly earnings report, and they got some good numbers for wind and solar, as one would expect. But what grabbed my attention, page 29 of their investor presentation shows what they're about to do for storage. So last year, they installed 10 megawatts of storage. This year, 2020, 12 megawatts. Not bad, but not really that impressive. And then, boom, 2021, 2022 calls for 591 megawatts. And the post-2022 plan indicates an additional 786 megawatts. 3 of the projects in 2021 are over 100 megawatts. And in the out years, 3 projects, each of them surpassed the 200 megawatt threshold. Just to give you an idea of the context of this, U.S. 2019 totals aren't out yet, but from Q4 2018 to Q3 2019, the U.S. did not exceed 500 megawatts. So this one single company is going to blow those numbers away. If we see Fluence, NEC, GlidePath, some of those other competitors putting up similar numbers for 2021, 2022, we're going to see some really astounding progress in the entire energy storage space. It'll also happen globally. So that's a pretty big story. The other one that caught my eye was, again, hydrogen. So there was SVP for Siemens, Manuel Kuehn, who works in the Middle East department. And he basically said that he thinks that hydrogen could be the new oil within the next 2 decades. We can only hope, and Aramco can only fear. But why he said that, among other things, was they just created Siemens and Dubai Energy Water Authority just created the region's inaugural solar-powered hydrogen electrolysis plant. So this plant's basically megawatt scale. It's going to start running by October of this year, and it's going to produce and store H2 for distribution to electrification, transportation, and maybe other industrial end uses. If only using solar energy, so producing during the daytime when the sun's out, that plant will yield 240 kilograms of hydrogen every day, which is enough to provide about 24,000 kilometers of fuel cell car mobility. So, it's a start, but we're starting to see more and more companies articulating commitments to the hydrogen space. Kind of like what we saw in wind and solar years ago, where there's this idea that, there's this potential out there. Now let's get the pilot projects in. Let's drive the costs of the constituent technology down, figure out the infrastructure, and go from there. So we're starting to see the first real stirrings of that H2 economy. Long way to go yet, but keep your eyes posted on that one. And then finally, making that hydrogen cheaper, in many cases, is going to come from wind, but also from solar. And out of China, we saw 2 announcements last week that continue the trends of efficiency for modules. So first of all, solar giant LONGi Solar recently announced that they had module efficiency gains in their mono panels of 2% just over the last 2 years, from 20.41% to 22.38%. That continues the trend that we've been seeing across the industry of about 0.5% per year. And they continue to invest in R&D to the tune of about $175 million or more per year. So nothing's going to slow down on the technology side anytime soon. And then meanwhile, established Chinese manufacturer GCL System Integration Technology. And these are big companies that we don't really know that much about. They announced a plan to invest in new tech that will allow them to create larger wafers, which translates to larger cells, which ultimately translates to bigger panels, up to 500 watts from the 350, 400 watt panels we're seeing today, with higher conversion efficiencies. So what does this mean? It basically means cheaper solar, which creates more opportunities for batteries in the future and creates more opportunities eventually for lower cost hydrogen. Everything's all connected. Ignore that at your own peril. We'll see you next week. Thanks.